Hey there, welcome back to my channel where we talk about business, money, and investing. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you what I would do if I had to start over with just $1,000 right now. You know, it wasn't long ago that I started my business with just $2,000 and I was able to grow that to $1 million. So now I have a lot more than just $1,000 to invest or to decide what to do with. And that means that I have to think a lot about where I put each of those $1,000 that I have now. But if I were down to my last $1,000, then I would really need to get the most bang for my buck. So the first thing that I always think about is, what would the stock market give me? Since the end of World War II, the stock market has traditionally given investors a 6 to 10% annual return on their investments. So let's take the lower side of that just to be safe. And let's say that we're going to get 6%. So if I put $1,000 in the stock market today and I wait 1 year and I get a 6% return on that investment, that means at the end of the year, I'm going to have $1,060. I made 60 bucks. Yes! Now, those kinds of returns sound silly. You're probably thinking, Chris, I don't need to watch a YouTube video to make 60 bucks. Although for some people out there, that might be okay. No, probably you're trying to make more than 60 bucks this year. And that means you need to find a better investment vehicle. I mean, why would anybody invest in the stock market then? Well, let's take those numbers up a notch. Let's imagine that we're not just putting $1,000 in. Let's imagine we're putting $100,000 in. So if we put $100,000 in at a 6% return, after a year, we'll have $106,000. Okay, so now in 1 year, we've made $6,000. But most people don't have $100,000 just laying around that you can throw in the stock market, wait for a year, and then get $6,000, right? You have to live off of that money. And that's where it becomes really, really tough to find a way to invest when you've only got $1,000. I mean, if you put $1 million into the stock market and get a 6% return, then that gives you $60,000 in the year. And that's a full-time salary for most people. So is the stock market only for rich people who just have $1 million laying around? No. There's a lot of different ways that you can invest your money in order to get a good return for you. The problem is that when you only have $1,000, you have to live off of that money too. When you have extra money laying around that you can invest, that you don't have to spend on your day-to-day survival needs, then you can make a much larger return because you can afford to invest more money. So our goal should be using our business to get to that level. We need to take the profits from our business and invest them somewhere. And the beauty of the stock market is that it's more or less passive. You buy, you hold, and you sell. That's it. So talking about this kind of investment, we can also talk about cryptocurrency.
We've all decided centralized banking is rigged, so we trust more in fly-by-night Ponzi schemes.
Cryptocurrency today isn't a 100% safe investment, right? There's a lot of things that can go wrong, and that's called risk. There's greater risk investing in cryptocurrency than investing in the stock market. So why would anybody do it? Well, the returns that you can get on your investment in cryptocurrency are much greater. As every investor knows, there's the risk to reward ratio. The more risk you take, the more reward you could get. You just need to decide if you can stomach that risk. Because most of the situations that you need to get in order for you to get a huge return on your investment, require a lot of risk and require you to hold a position for a relatively long time. At least a few months, if not a few years. So sure, you've probably heard about all of these people making thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions from cryptocurrency and from NFTs and other things that are related to cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. But the bottom line is, if you don't know anything about it, it adds extra risk. So you should always do some homework and learn before you invest. And at this point, I should probably throw in a quick disclaimer that I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not an accountant, I'm not a tax professional, I'm not any of those things, I'm not a lawyer either. And so anything that I say here is made for entertainment purposes, and if you invest your money, you're doing so at your own risk. And by remembering to say that disclaimer in this video, I just reduced my risk. Okay, we understand the risks of cryptocurrency, but it seems like this crypto stuff is getting more mainstream and more acceptable, right? So what is the return you can get there compared to what you can get in the stock market? Well, with cryptocurrency, you can do a lot of interesting things. First of all, just buying and holding the asset, the coin, can help you make money because the coin itself can increase in value. And that's what most people think about when they think about investing in cryptocurrency and investing in stocks. But there's a lot of other ways that you can make money from this stuff too. For example, with stocks, you can invest in dividend stocks. And dividend stocks are stocks that pay you a dividend every so often. It's usually about every quarter, but it's different for every company. And the amount they pay is different too. So while the underlying asset that you're holding, the company and the shares in the company that you're holding, is increasing in value and you're making money from that, you can also be making money from dividends, which is money that the company paid out to its investors as a thank you for holding on to that asset and leaving your money there. When it's time to pay the tax man, that's a really important difference, because if you just buy something, hold it, and it increases in value, and then you sell it, this is called a capital gain. The same is true about cryptocurrency, the stock market, and even houses. If you buy a house and it goes up in value and then you sell it, the difference between what you paid and what you sold it for will be taxed according to capital gains taxes. But if you earn dividends, this is an income. It's not taxed the same way. The dividends that you earn from your stock portfolio are typically measured in yield. And the percentage yield of the dividend payments, typically, if you're a smart dividend investor, can average around 3%, 4%, sometimes even 5%. So imagine that that's what you're getting back every year that you hold on to these assets. Now you might be thinking, well, why doesn't everybody just do that? Well, the problem is that when those companies pay out dividends, it's really paying out future profits, and it makes the company less profitable. So the value of the underlying asset, the shares in the company, might go down because there's less profit. With crypto, you can do some really cool stuff too. For example, there's mining, farming, lending. There's a lot of different things that you can do, but just holding some cryptocurrency tokens will allow you to earn a percentage back. It's like when you open a savings account at a bank and you just hold your money there and you're making a small percentage. Usually banks pay you less than 1% per year. Now, why would anybody do that? It sounds absolutely insane. Today, instead of keeping your money in a savings account, you can keep it in a cryptocurrency. And you can make back a percentage. And usually that percentage is going to be 2%, 3%, 4%, and that's the easy and safe stuff. The more risk you're willing to take, you can make 30% and even more in some places. Now, I'm not a big advocate of risky investments. In fact, my favorite investment book is by Benjamin Graham, and it's called The Intelligent Investor. And he focuses on something called value investing. Warren Buffett is also a value investor. And what that basically means is that we want to invest in companies that have good fundamentals. If you look at the basic numbers of this company, you can see that it's growing, it's steady, it's sustainable, and it's going to be around for a long time. Especially big companies that everybody knows. One of my favorite companies that I've been investing in for a while is Coca-Cola. And you might be thinking, well, Chris, yeah, I know you love the drink, but that doesn't mean you should put your money there. Well, it's not just about their drink. They actually own large areas of fresh water around the world, and I think that that's going to be really important in the future. And that's one aspect of their business that I really like. Plus, selling beverages is extremely profitable. The margin is huge. So if you put your money in crypto, you could probably make the same 6% that you could make in the stock market, but the coins that you're holding might increase in value much more than any stock. On the other hand, there's added risk, and your coins could lose their value. Plus, you could lose your coins altogether. This technology is very young, and there's still a lot of risk. Now, let's look at another situation. Maybe we invest this $1,000 into something else, not an investment vehicle per se, but into something that will help us earn more later. And it doesn't have to be years later. It could be in a month or in a week. One thing that I really like to invest in is myself. I like myself. I hope you like it too.
No, it's not creepy at all.
I invest in myself by buying courses, books, and other things that will make me better. By focusing on self-improvement, I think that long term, this investment is going to pay off a lot more than just tossing that money into the stock market. Now, I do have money in the stock market, and I do have money in crypto, and I do have money in all of these things that I'm going to mention in today's video. But investing in yourself can give you an exponential return. You don't even know how much it's going to pay off. Sometimes it doesn't pay off at all, but sometimes it pays off tremendously. One of the courses I bought taught me how to run digital ads. And now I've been running digital ads for myself and for other people for years, and I understand how it works. So any new product that I have in the future or any business venture that I'm part of, I can use that experience and I will get a much larger return on my initial investment. My initial investment was about $2,000 to buy a program from somebody who knew this. At that time, I thought, that's crazy. I would never spend $2,000. And it was actually my wife who convinced me. She's like, no, you got to do this. You'd be really good at it.
You should do it. You'll be really good at it.
And I tried it and I learned it and it worked. And I was so surprised. And I can't imagine today what it would be like if I had never learned that skill. So investing money into yourself so that you can learn the skills that you need to learn is crucial. But if you're going to do that, let me give you some advice. There are some skills that are worth investing in so that you learn them, especially skills connected to business, marketing, advertising, and making more money. Money isn't everything in the world by far. In fact, it's very little in the world. But if your goal is to increase how much you make, then you definitely need to learn how money works. You need to learn the process of getting more money.
Duh.
And that means you need to learn a lot of new things. You need to learn about investing. You need to learn about businesses. You need to learn about marketing. Those are skills that are going to be really important, and they're going to help you make more money in the future. It always makes me laugh when people are like, but I can't afford to learn how to make more money. It's like, you should do whatever you can to learn how to make more money so that you have enough money so that you never have to say that you can't afford to get the thing that you need again in the future, right? I know it seems like a paradox, right? Like you have to have enough money to be able to pay to learn how to make enough money, and then we start the cycle all over again. That's how I felt too before I did any of this. Before I started a business, before I went out on my own, before I started investing in myself, I literally thought that everything was a scam.
It's a scam.
And because I had that mentality, I saw everything like that. I thought that nothing would work. I thought that everyone was just trying to steal my money. And I thought that you couldn't really learn anything from an online course. And I thought that people don't buy online courses. If I would have started that years ago, I'd be in a completely different position right now. To make a long story short, it's really fortunate that I was able to invest that $2,000 in myself, because that $2,000 ended up turning into $1 million just a couple years later through my business. So a business is a great way that you can grow the money that you have. And if you have $1,000 only, investing in yourself, learning the skills, and starting a business based on yourself is a great opportunity for you. It's a great investment for you. We were talking about getting a 6% return in the stock market. We were talking about getting a 6 to 30% return with cryptocurrency. But doing this, I was able to get a 50,000% return. Now that's just insane.
Crazy insane.
And I don't think that everybody can do it. Business isn't for everyone. But if you invest in yourself, you're going to find something that's going to make it easier for you to earn while you do the thing that you love. And that's definitely worth investing in, because when you find the thing that you love and it makes money for you, you're going to be happy. And when you're happy, it's going to be a lot easier for you to find even more great opportunities like that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you to go invest in every course that you see. You should invest in something that's going to give you the skills that you need in order to advance your career. Now, let's not make the mistake here of thinking that we should only learn skills that are specifically in the area that we think we are already specialized in. Being a great teacher is really important if you're a teacher. But at the same time, you're not going to get as much business until you learn business skills. You're not going to find many clients until you learn marketing skills. And those are really important skills that you need just if you want to make money in any business. So if you're a teacher and you want to have a lot of students, a lot of clients, if you want to work on your own, if you want to start a business selling your knowledge and selling what you know, then you have to learn these skills that are about business and about selling and about making money.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's not enough to just be a great teacher. You have to be a great teacher and a great marketer and a great business person. So we're always learning new skills. And I'm not trying to tell you that I know everything. Far from it. I'm still learning every day. But investing in yourself is one of the greatest investments that you can make. And I'm not saying that just to sound cute or something. I mean, I know all the guys out there on the internet say that invest in yourself, buy my course, invest in yourself, right? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you need to spend money to learn the skills, the right skills, the most valuable skills, if you need to spend money to learn those, it's worth it. But be careful with some of those courses out there because there's a lot of courses that are just scam central. Okay, let's imagine you're down to your last $1,000 and you're trying to find where to put that $1,000 so that it grows. Maybe you already have clients, you already have a business of sorts, and you think, I just need to grow a team. I just need to invest in building a team. I'll hire some people, pay them, and then I'll start making more money, right? Well, let's wait a second, because investing in other people is a great idea for business, but you need to make sure that the people who you invest in are going to add something to what you already have. If you're going to spend all your time instructing them and training them, then you're going to have a big time loss on top of the money that you have to pay them. And that can be really frustrating when you're spending all your time managing people, training people, and then you don't spend enough time marketing and selling because you're getting less clients, making less money, but you have more expenses. That's not where you want to be. So before you invest in a team, you should invest in yourself. This is a big rule that I've learned, and I've made this mistake several times. I had a big team, and then I had to reduce the team so that I could teach myself how to be more effective without a team and with a team.
Very interesting.
Now, sure, there's a lot of other ways you can invest your money too. There's CDs, there's Roth IRAs, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff that you can invest in. I've personally experienced the biggest return on starting a business and investing in myself, but hey, the stock market and cryptocurrency is a good place where you can passively earn a percentage, and I recommend that too. But whatever you decide to do with that $1,000, just don't keep it in a savings account, please, because that's not even going to beat inflation. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Make sure you press like, press subscribe, and leave a comment down below if you have more questions. I'll see you in the next video.